So in this video, we are going to talk about celebration and why it is important. Now understand, I teach mindset. So everything that I've told you is all connected with your mind to some extent. And I really want to keep showing you the ways to manage your mind, and that is the fourth pillar of reversing PCOS, is to manage your mind. And celebrating is one of the best ways to manage your mind, because that's not a skill that we are programmed, that's not a skill that we encourage. No one taught us that. Our parents didn't teach us that. They taught us, like, you should not do things wrong, you should not make someone upset. So we kept on thinking, even in the school when we didn't get enough marks, we kept on thinking we did something wrong. Even in our job, when we didn't perform, when others became employee of the month, or your friends became scored higher, all of that, we kept on practicing the belief that something is wrong with me and I need to do everything to please other people. That's what we were doing all this while. But that's not something which will get us to have our baby naturally in PCOS. Because the more we think that kind of, in that sort of way, the more stress we have, the more we will be sleepless, the more we will eat emotionally, the more insulin resistance we would have, and we will not be fit to be a mother. So this is the best way to do it, celebration. Now, celebration is like something which you can, like, this is like just like one column in the 5-step process guide in all these months, but you can open another folder, a Google document, and just ask yourself 10 celebrations that you can think of every day. Silliest things, like I made my own coffee, or I could drive to work, I reached work on time, or I smiled at my husband, I ate as planned. So it can be any of the things which you can give yourself a pat for, right? So also why it is important is because everything, every situation, every thought, every opinion, because circumstances are facts, right? Like our brain gives it a meaning. So if you ate a particular way, or if you didn't eat a particular way, your brain is giving it a meaning. And how does that meaning feel? So everything can have a positive and a negative meaning. Our brains are programmed for the negative. As I said, that's how we are programmed. Negative thinking. We are constantly thinking about protecting ourselves, thinking of the worst case scenarios. But that causes us a lot of problems. So we have a higher brain which can shift our thinking to the positive, because it's our lower brain which keeps taking us to the negative so that we stay safe. It thinks that we are in danger, but it's a higher brain which can think, which can take a step back and assess if anything has really gone wrong. And that's where the positive aspect comes in. Now, I'm not saying that just be positive, Polly, wherein you completely ignore all the signs. No, I want you to be genuinely honest with yourself. It takes a minute, and the more you do that, the better it gets. The faster you get at understanding what you're actually genuinely thinking. So keep coming to the positive aspect of things in life, because it feels better. If it feels better, the neuronal connections with positive thoughts and positive feelings get triggered more, and your cellular makeup is more programmed to become insulin sensitive, because the stress hormone comes down, right? It reduces the stress hormone. You become insulin sensitive, your insulin resistance starts improving, you stop emotionally eating because you're no longer feeling bad. Because think about it, if you eat the way you eat, whatever you ate, and you went on and started to judge yourself that you shouldn't have eaten that way, you should know better. Like I used to do that to myself. You're a doctor, you should know better. Why would you eat that way? So that is something which can really be detrimental. You feel bad, and then because we feel bad, and since we are emotional eaters, we go and eat some more, and the foods that we don't approve of, which is not in the step 1, right? And which feels bad again. So we accumulate more of negative emotions, and the next meal again we are feeling bad, so again we eat. So we keep doing the same thing again and again. We are like in a vicious cycle of insulin resistance. So it's important to be unconditionally loving towards yourself whenever you do something which you think you shouldn't have done, and unconditionally loving, and really force your brain to seek evidence of what is working, right? Keep finding what worked. How did that food serve me? How I connected with my partner. Find evidence of that. Force your brain even when it's like not seeing it, right? Once you start seeing it, then you'll start seeing more of it. So use the following language to describe your wins, like good job, and verbalize with your name. Like I would say, good job, Rashmi, you did so well, excellent, well done, you were fantastic, congratulations, thank you brain for letting me do this, thank you brain, you were so amazing for getting that done, I'm so proud of you. And the funny thing is, this is the same language I use for my kid. So it's going to come in handy to speak this way to your kid. And it's something which I don't know whether your parents did that to you, but my parents never did that to me. It's a rare thing. We were not showered with compliments. In fact, we were never complimented. I don't remember. Like they would boast about me if I did something well, but they would never tell me. They will never give me the credit. So that was the kind of connection we didn't have. Now, imagine if your generation, the next generation, or your current generation, or you yourself have access to that sort of credit, that sort of appreciation. And you can start by giving that appreciation to yourself first, and then to your partner, and then to your kid. So, celebrate.